Christ. All animals are equal, but there's some more equal ones, and all things lose their value when truth is sacrificed. And the opium of the people, the opium of the people, the opium of the people, of the people. But about the real opium, a brave man told the truth, a belief in nothing after death and no justice done. Our betrayals, greed and cowardice are never to be judged. The politics of power come from the barrel of a gun. Ah, the opium of the people, the opium of the people, the opium of the people, of the people. But still the world continues in insanity and fear, where self-appointed elites dictate what the people must believe. When power is truth and opinion law, they trample down the weak. They fear no retribution as a web of lies they weave. Ah, the opium of the people, the opium of the people, the opium of the people, of the people. And over the horizon at the very gates of dawn, a trumpeter stands ready to announce the ruthless day. But still the world's rejected, holds back the towering threat. His wounded hands contain the cure, the truth, the life, the way. Ah, the opium of the people, the opium of the people, the opium of the people, of the people, the opium of the people, the opium of the people, the opium of the The cold wind clutches at her shadows on the wall. She feels that it's reaching to her soul. The orange light makes dry leaves alive round her feet, and the rustle reaches back into her dream. She sees these dead leaves as they were 6 months ago, with the drizzle of the sky over her head. Our tangled web of life becomes the falling of the leaves, our happiness a destiny death. If there was anyone to hear her, she'd cry to be heard, but her wisdom tells her no one's real death. Her anguish sight of one who was broken by this hell, his mind and body torn against the sky. Our footsteps clattered from the dark wet cobblestones to run her mind away from what she sees. But his hands of love reach out down the arches of the years. His cry of desolation fills her ears. The ancient stony walls closing around her steps. She sees that she's got nowhere else to run. His loneliness is hers. He took it for his own. His love has broken through his head.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's great to see you here tonight. Give you a chance to get your seats there. First of all, this evening we're having George Coghill, who's accompanied by Gina Baker. And George's great baritone voice is just amazing. I've heard him a couple of times and really looking forward to it here tonight. And of course, Gina's playing as well. So they're kicking off first, and then right after they finish, we're going to show a video which is from Craig Anderson, who's working down in Galashiels. And in the video, he explains why he's not able to be here tonight just to speak to you about the work he's doing there. And it's quite interesting. So we'll show that right away, and then there'll be tea and coffee and so on, just for a short interval, and then ourselves will be on just after that. So thanks very much for coming, and George and Gina.
Thank you very much. I'm not sure if I need this, but I'll use it for speaking. It saves my voice. So we've got a mixture of things. What I'm doing is kind of, I think, generally referred to as crossover. We'll see how much crossover it is. But there is some rationality to it. The earlier pieces are first, and then it moves sort of later with some Scottish stuff at the end. And since this is a a free church, I feel there needs to be some alliteration. So what you're going to get is a small selection of secular and sacred songs. We'll start, though, we begin at the end, because we start with the earliest piece, which is by Handel from his Messiah. And it is, according to some musicologists, the recitative of this is the center point of Messiah, but you've probably heard the aria more often and are more familiar with it. So. Thank you. We move from the sublime to, well, perhaps the ridiculous. I do have a hat to go with this, but I think my wife's hidden it. So, moving forward a century, the biggest thing that singers fear in any audition is the 5 words, "Did you bring any Mozart?" So I'm a glutton for punishment, so here's some Mozart. This is from The Magic Flute. It is Papageno, who really his life, he's a bird catcher, Der Vogelfänger. This one's in German, and try as I might at my age, I haven't managed to get it completely memorized, so I'll be sticking that in front of me. His main aim in life is to catch birds for the Queen of the Night and to find a wife. A spoiler alert, in the end he does find a wife. He's a bit of a fantasist, but we won't go into the details. So. So moving forward a century again, we come to Mendelssohn. Mendelssohn wrote many things, one of which was an oratorio named Elijah. In this, it's the point where Elijah has taken on the prophets of Balaam. He has challenged them to the sacrifice test. He's put water all around the sacrifice. The prophets of Balaam obviously have failed. So this song is Lord God of Abraham. Draw near to me, you people, come to me. Go.
Lord God of Abraham,
Thank you very much. So we're staying in the 19th century. So I suppose the equivalent of Have I Got News for You was going to a Gilbert and Sullivan or operetta. They were the satirists of their day. So in this particular aria from Iolanthe, Private Willis stands guard outside the Houses of Parliament and reflects on the state of politics, really.
When all night long a chap remains on sentry go to chase monotony, he exercises of his brains, that is, assuming that he's got any. Though never nurtured in the lap of luxury, yet I admonish you, I am an intellectual chap, and think of things that would astonish you. I often think it's comical, how nature always does contrive, that every boy and every girl that's born into the world alive is either a little liberal or else a little conservative. Is either a little liberal or else a little conservative. When in that house MPs divide, if they've a brain and cerebellum too, they've got to leave that brain outside and vote just as a leader tells them to. But then the prospect of a lot of dull MPs in close proximity, all thinking for themselves, is what no man can face with equanimity. So let's rejoice with loud that nature always does contrive, that every boy and every girl that's born into the world alive is either a little liberal or else a little conservative.
Gilbert and Sullivan were also seen as the precursors to musical theatre, so we moved from the 19th to the 20th century. That song was pouring fun on the legislature. This one, from probably, in my opinion, one of the best musicals of the 20th century, which is Les Miserables. Javert is chief of police. He represents the judiciary. He represents the law in all its merciless activity. He can neither understand mercy, he cannot receive mercy, and he cannot give mercy. And so this is the song Stars. He appreciates the stars because they are so constant and nothing changes them.
There, out in the darkness, a fugitive running, fallen from grace, fallen from grace. God be my witness, I never shall yield till we come face to face, till we come face to face. He knows his way in the dark, but mine is the way of the Lord. Those who follow the path of the righteous shall have the reward. And if they fall as Lucifer fell, the flame, the sword, lost in your multitudes, scarce to be counted, filling the darkness with order and light. You are the sentinels, silent and sure, keeping watch in the night, keeping watch in the night. You know your place in the sky, you hold your course and your aim, and each in your season returns and returns, and is always the same. And if you fall and Lucifer fell, you fall in blame. And so it must be, for so it is written on the doorway to paradise, that those who falter and those who fall must pay the price. Lord, let me find him, that I may see him. Stay behind bars, I will never rest till the land is I swear by the stars.
Thank you. I think I need some oxygen. So, now for a pop song, I think. Just for something different to break things up, to show that this is truly crossover. This one was probably made famous, I think, by Elvis, but Pet Shop Boys did a probably more recent version. It's always on my mind. One of my favorite songs.
Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. Maybe I didn't love you quite as well as I could have.
Thank you. How do you know when there's a singer at your front door? They can't keep time and they don't know when to come in. Anyway, we're now moving on to the 4 songs with a Scottish flavour. Well, at least they've been written by Scots or related to something Scots said. The first one, Robert Louis Stevenson, he lived down in the New Town, a song called The Vagabond, music by Ralph Vaughan Williams. Then we'll go on to something by Aberdeen's most famous poet, James Gordon. He wrote a song. He was in Aberdeen only till he was 10, and there is a statue on a plinth outside Aberdeen Grammar School, which he attended. You may not have heard of that name, but you've probably heard of the reason he went beetled off down south to take on a title of Lord Byron, the 6th Lord Byron, mad, bad, and dangerous to know, as his friends called him. And that is Dark Loch Nagar. And then, if you can imagine, I'm Mel Gibson. That's probably stretching your imagination a bit far, but Robert Burns' great song, Scots Wha Hae, which is a rallying cry, supposedly, to troops in the style of Bruce or Wallace. So we'll do these 3, one after the other. Is that? Should have said that
before. Give to me the life I love, let the lake go by me, let the jolly end above, and the highway nigh me, bed in the bush with stars to see, bread I dip in the river, that's the life for a man like me, there's the life forever. Let the blow fall soon or late, let what will be o'er me. Give the face of earth around, and the road before me. When I seek not hope nor love, nor a friend to know me. When I seek the heaven above, and the road below me. Let autumn fall on me, where I feel I linger. Silencing the bird on tree, biting the rough finger. While the fast I linger. Not to autumn will I yield, not to winter even. Let the blow fall soon or late, let what will be o'er me. Give the face of earth around, and the road before me. Wealth I ask not, hope nor love, nor a friend to know me. And I seek the heaven above, and the road below me. Amidst the elements war, all cataracts foam fed of smooth flowing fountains, I sigh for the valleys of dark Loch Nagar. Years have rolled on Loch Nagar since I left you. Years may elapse ere I see you again. Though nature and verdure and love bereft you, yet thou art fairer than Albion's plain. England, thy beauties are tame and domestic to one who has roved o'er the mountains afar. Oh, for the rags that are wild and majestic, the steep frowning glories of dark Loch Nagar. Scots whae we Wallace bled, Scots one Bruce has often led. Welcome to your gory bed, oh to victory. Now the time and now the hour, seek the front of battle law, see approach proud Edward's power, chains and slavery. What will be a traitor knave? What can fill a coward's grave? Was a base to be a slave? Let him turn and flee. Oh, for Scotland's king and law, freedom's sword will strongly draw. Free man stand or free man fall, let him on with me. By oppression, woes and pains, by our sons in servant chains, we shall drain our dearest veins, but they shall be free. Let the proud usurper know, tyrants fall in every foe, liberties in every blow. Let us do deed.
Thank you very much. The last song we're going to do is related to another Greyfriars, which is about 400 yards that direction, I think. I'm not very good at directions. Samuel Rutherford signed the National Covenant there, and about 200 years after his death, Anne Cousin wrote a song based on some of his sayings throughout his life. It's known as The Sands of Time Are Sinking. There's 18 verses. I'm only singing 4 of them. But these 4 do contain the genius of the gospel.
The sands of time are sinking, the dawn of heaven breaks, the summer morn I sigh for, the thirsty dawn awakes. Dark, dark
Thank you.
Thanks very much, George and Gina. That was fantastic. Excellent. Just to introduce the video that's coming on just now. It's a very short video, and you know, we're living at a time when you hear a lot about decline in the churches and a lot of churches closing and so on. Well, this is an exciting story about a new church starting up in Galashiels, and Craig Anderson, who's heading that up, he's going to be speaking in the video, and he'll explain again, as I said, why he's not here tonight. Here we go.
Hi everyone, my name is Craig. I'm the minister down here at Galashiels Free Church. And unfortunately I can't be with you this evening, but I wanted to send a short video to you, just say thank you so much for attending this fundraiser event tonight. I'm very jealous of you in many ways. I'd love to be there. I'd love to hear good music from MacDonald and his band, and hearing George singing as well. But unfortunately I can't be with you tonight because I'm actually down here at the rugby club this evening. As you can see, I'm down at Gala Rugby. I've got some of my kit on, and I'm the chaplain here down at the club. And my role here is to help look after people's emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being down at the club. And so today we've got a match on against Watsonians. So I'm sort of hoping that this video is a bit like a video at the Oscars. You know, when someone can't be there but send it on ahead because they've won. Hopefully it's good news today, and we've beaten Watsonians. Apologies if you have folk who attended George Watson's with you this evening or support Watsonians. But also tonight, after the match as well, it's also a fireworks night here in Gala as well. And so myself, my family, other friends in the church, we're meeting up with some of our neighbours, colleagues as well, and we're all coming down here tonight to watch the fireworks together, to enjoy the bonfire together as well. Because part of our culture within the church is that we want to be real members of the community. We love Gala, we love the borders, and that's because we love the people here. So we want to spend as much time as possible with the folk here, getting to know them, sharing their burdens, and most of all, hopefully speaking to them about the Lord Jesus Christ. Because he's the reason why we're here, because there is no better news than who he is and what he has done for us on the cross. That's about enough from me. If you want to know more about what we're doing down here, please do contact me. We've got a full video. I think it's about 5 minutes long or something like that. And you can find that on YouTube, on our social media pages, or best on our website, galashielsfreechurch.co.uk. But I've edited it, I've made a 1 minute version of it. Let me add that on to the end of this video to give you a flavour of what life is like down here. Thank you once again for attending this fundraising evening for Galashiels Free Church. We love the borders, the hills, the rivers, the history, the traditions, the places, from Lauder and Harriet in the north, to Eyemouth and Coldstream in the east, to Hoyk and Jedburgh in the south, to West Linton and Peebles in the west. But most of all, we love the people. The greatest need of all people on the Scottish borders is the same as all of Scotland. More local churches through which people can hear and respond to the good news of Jesus. Locally as Galashiels Free Church, we want to be rooted in Jesus and reaching the borders. We want to start a church that very much has Jesus and his word at the centre, but always with the borders in view. Will you join us at Galashiels Free Church, rooted in Jesus, reaching the borders?
So, John, whatever we do, we're going off you going. Do, 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 do.
You want me to go first?
No, I'm going first, but when they're coming in with the singing, it's going off you. So I'll just play like 2 bars. I don't even know what bars are, so what do I know?
They're chocolate things that taste really good.
Prison.
Right, this is... Well, let me chew that first, I think. It's a bit chillier than I thought it was going to be.
Chili.
Chillier.
Alright. Have to jump around
Yeah,
and do some rock and roll.
Is your mic where you want it to be at?
I think so.
It's so cold, even my kick drum needs a jacket. It's a precision instrument, it's got to be kept. 18.7 degrees. Is the heating doing as it should?
No, there's something wrong. I don't know.
It was
Richard.
ever thus. It was ever thus. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. Indeed.
Are we getting anything?
Maybe they turned down the... I can hear it now. Maybe they turned down the...
Can you hear that? Right, people are coming. Right, we're all... Oh, whose glass is that?
That'll be George's.
Right, so wrong. I'm going to put it out. I'll spill it and smash it. Oh, you need James to cut the lights.
Just give it a little clean, a little floss.
Buff it up, nice.
Polish the enamel.
Okay. I think you're going to say something then.
A little, I don't know. I don't even know what.
Lights.
I know I've just told him to do it.
Spirit takes you.
Okay, we're going to make a start to the second half. I'm going to be using a microphone. I don't have George's huge voice, so. This first song is called I'm Still Walking. Said that you'd be happy, they said that you'd be free. They said you could be anything that you wanted to be. They said just play the game, they said just toe the line. There's a wide world out there, everything's gonna be fine. But they didn't tell you about the serpent inside, or about the battlefield where good and evil collide. And they didn't tell you about the shepherd who died, and to follow him, you gotta swim against the tide. They put me down, but I'm still walking. Weary to my bones, but I'm still walking. I'm still walking along this narrow way. No turning back, no matter what they say. Some days it's hard, some days it's harder. You got to protect her, you got to guard her. feel so helpless, there's nothing you can do. Everybody's lost hope and you have too. An unseen killer is stalking our town. Everybody's screaming, your side's going down. So many people facing a new reality. So many people facing their own mortality. And they put me down, but I'm still walking. Weary to my bones, but I'm still walking. I'm still walking along this narrow way. No turning back, no matter what they say. And no one's listening to your silent scream. You've got a nightmare while they've got a dream. The wise and the powerful are nothing but fools, with the tactics and plans and political tools. Everyone's progressive, but progressing to what? On the right side of history, the kind that Hollywood's got. You're fashionably woke, but are you really awake? Are you the only ones who are not making a mistake? And they put me down, but I'm still walking. Weary to my bones, but I'm still walking. I'm still walking along this narrow way. No turning back, no matter what they say. Okay, this next song is called Love Is. It's just an attempt to describe various types of love and say that love exists, and that's something that we've really got to try to explain. Why does love exist in a world that often seems so cruel and irrational? So this is Love Is. Love is a young girl on the threshold of life, giving up her future when it hurts like a knife, turning from the prizes, promises and the race, losing her mother, trying to take her place. Love is, love is, love is. Love is a father who will not give up hope. When his daughter disappears, his world goes up in smoke. He climbs every mountain, crosses every river, halfway across the world, 'cause he knows she'll be delivered. Love is, love is, love is. Love is a mother when her car's engulfed in fire, her children in the back seat as the flames rise higher. To pull them from that furnace, her life is dearly sold. Those hands that saved her babies now lie stiff and cold. Love is, love is, love is. Love is the God who stands in our shoes. Glory, peace, and heaven he stands to lose. Shame, wrath, and hell is the price that we should pay, but he takes it all. He opens up the way. Love is, love is, love is, love is, love is. This song is about Tede Yoon. Some of you will know Daniel, who was, Tede was his dad. And Tede came to this country from Korea to be a missionary to Scotland, because away in the past, somebody from Scotland had gone to Korea and translated the New Testament into Korean. His name was John Ross. And this is the story about him. He actually died here, so it's a great tribute to this man, Tede. It's called Light from the East. Eastern man came to the west, driven by a loving quest. Far across the world he came, not for fortune and not for fame, but to bring back words of light, working hard both day and night. Over land and sea he crossed to the land that now is lost. Small man, not too proud to bow, a lonely furrow to plough. Short man with the widest smile, he'd go the second mile. He died on the darkest day, far from home he passed away. But he's at the Lamb's great feast, he brought us light from the east. La 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 la. 40 days of prayer to start. Love for Scotland filled his heart. Praying life for dying lands, he was lifting up his hands. 2 days later he's called home to receive the Lord's shalom. So who now will intercede Who's the burden now to plead? Small man not too proud to bow, a lonely furrow to plough. Short man with the widest smile, he'd go the second mile. He died on the darkest day, far from home he passed away. But he's at the Lamb's great feast, he brought us light from the east. Oh, Some lubrication required. I was laughing there because I dropped my pick, and the story is told that when Johnny Cash was playing, I think it was before the president or something like that, and the president's wife was in the front row, and he dropped his pick just like I did, and he bent down to pick it up, and he ripped his trousers. Anyway, funny things to remember. This one's called Darkness Coming Down. Quite a few of my songs are about sort of hero figures of various kinds, but this is the greatest hero figure of all. It's about events that happened about 2,000 years ago in the land that is torn by warfare at the moment in the Middle East. This is called Darkness Coming Down. The light shone on the hillside and the light shone on the shore. The light shone on the outcast and the light shone on the shore. On the children and the working man, on the beggar and the thief, on the wealthy and religious, and on those without belief. But in the garden, there's a darkness coming down. In the garden, there's a darkness coming down. The light shone on the hopeless and the light shone on the lost. The light shone on the crippled, but no one asked the cost. The light, it was shining in the glowing words of life, and the light, it was shining in the face of hate and strife. But in the garden, there's a darkness coming down. In the garden, there's a darkness coming down. The light shone on the soldier, the scholar, and the priest. The light shone on the cup of wine, and the light shone on the feast. The light, it was shining in the touch of a loving hand, on the sick and on the stranger, in a hidden promised land. But in the garden, there's a darkness coming down. In the garden, there's a darkness coming down. The light shone in the city, but the rulers, they were blind. The light exposed their greed and hate and the secrets of their mind. though the light must be extinguished to let the darkness reign, while east of Eden people strayed in the fruitless paths of Cain. In the garden, there's a darkness coming down. In the garden, there's a darkness coming down. In the courtroom and the palace, injustice reigned supreme, but the light burned all the brighter to rescue and redeem. On a hill outside the city was where the darkness fell, and the light went down in darkness to the deepest pit of hell. In the garden, there's a darkness coming down. In the garden, there's a darkness coming down. The light was shut away in the darkness of the tomb, but the light could not contain it in hopelessness and gloom. The stone was rolled, the grave was bare, the light was shining bright. The light of the world was shining, dispel the darkest night. In the garden, there's a darkness coming down. In the garden, there's a darkness coming down. Okay, this is a totally different kind of song. It's probably the song of ours that's best known because people driving on a certain road in Scotland, they seem to be always singing this song. It's called the A9. It's a kind of story of my life in many ways because I grew up near the north end of it, and of course the south end of it is in Edinburgh here. So this is the A9. Oh, and by the way, any of the songs that have choruses, you're very welcome to sing. Now, this is a very complicated chorus. You might not manage it, but you give it a try. It goes, A9, A9, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. Do you think they'll manage that? Okay, let's give it a go. A9, A9, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. 67 in a Ford Cortina, keep her straight on the center line. Just 18 and the blood is wild, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. The night is free and my girl beside me, long dark hair and she looks so fine, singing songs, strings are humming, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. Head for home, the night is weary, heart is heavy, left her crying, push your chances every corner, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. Every bend, don't know what's waiting, fierce and shivers down my spine. I don't know it's hell or heaven, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. Then I took a road less traveled, at the crossroads saw the sign, gave the wheel to a different driver, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. Now I drive across the country, different drum and a new design, looking for lost sheep and shepherds, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. Many years now lie between us, many memories round us twine, but I'm heading home forever, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. A9, A9, driving down the A9. This next song is called Long Way to Go. And we do have a bit of a way to go tonight yet, but not a very long way. This is kind of autobiographical in many ways because seemingly I was born on a Thursday, and my mother always used to say to me, Thursday's child has far to go. So it was kind of a theme of my life. So this is called Long Way to Go. We'll just start this 1, 2, 3 doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wrong, sorry. As a child, your world was bounded by trees, soft needles of pine woods, moss on your knees. Your horizon was formed by mountain and hill, the Irishman Morven and the child's seat to fill. You're going to go far, there's far to go, beyond the horizon where the rivers flow. Long way to go, a wide world to roam, long way to go before you get home. Sheep in the snow fed on hay and on straw, green smell of the earth just after the thaw. Your father was ploughing with a horse-drawn plough and cutting the peats way out on the floor. You're going to go far, there's far to go, beyond the horizon where the rivers flow. Long way to go, a wide world to roam, long way to go before you get home. The kettle was singing, your mother was too. She welcomed old Ram, the peddler Hindu, a vanman or a shepherd, a lady or a toff. It would all be the same if it was Khrushchev. You're going to go far, there's far to go, beyond the horizon where the rivers flow. Long way to go, a wide world to roam, long way to go before you get home. But the 3 R's were calling for you and for me, the railway, the river, and the road to the sea. See the steam coming for miles down the track. If you got on that train, would you ever come back? You're going to go far, there's far to go, beyond the horizon where the rivers flow. Long way to go, a wide world to roam, long way to go before you get home. Per mare, per terrace, and labyrinthine ways, you've crossed the lines, caused eyebrows to raise. The light's full of color, just the dark's monochrome. But a far green country is calling you home. You're going to go far, there's far to go. Beyond the horizon where the rivers flow. A long way to go, a wide world to roam. Long way to go before you get home. Well, I really need some refreshment before this next song, because, you know, George said that one of his songs was, what was it, 18 verses, and he was only going to sing 4, but I'm going to sing all of them. And this song, if you're interested, the full legend behind it is contained in one of the books back there on the table. The book's called The Forge. This is the song. It's called The Fall of Tam Moncrief. Oh, could do with one of these then. Got to warm it up as well. Okay, that's enough. Is that all right? Okay. He was out on the hill when the news came through of the death of his daughter's son. He was old and grey, but tall and lean, coming down in the setting sun. A heroin overdose, they said, had taken his life away. He'd gone to the earth to reach for gold, but all he found was clay. The old man bent as he leaned on his stick, but never a word he said. His heart turned cold, cold as a stone, as he turned and he walked to the shed. He took his precious birdies down and cut the barrels off. In the grey of it all's old transit van started up with a purr and a cough. He took the long road south from there by mountain and by strath, but no one in Auld Reekie then could feel his approaching wrath. The first place that he made a call was a pawn shop down in Fife, where a man he knew gave £1,000 for the jewels of his long-dead wife. The Forth Road Bridge was clear going south, and he found a place to stay, an old hotel in the centre of town with his van parked some streets away. That night he went out to find his man. It didn't take him long. Big Tam was his man if he wanted a deal for something hard and strong. In a suit and tie and a long brown coat, the old man limped down the street. In the back of a pub in the new town was where they'd arranged to meet. The old man looked Tam in the eye and explained what was his need. The case he opened looked full of tens. He was aware of Big Tam's greed. Said he wanted to open up a new market in the north. 100 times what was in the case was what the deal was worth. Big Tam's eyes narrowed and he asked, "Do I know that you're for real?" The names the old man mentioned then were enough to clinch the deal. After midnight the following day was when the deal went down in an antique shop in Montague Street on the other side of town. Big Tam, he opened up his case, it looked as pure as snow. The old man laid his briefcase down and opened it kinda slow. You could hear every breath as they gazed upon the rows of £100 notes. Why they didn't see until too late was the old man reaching his coat. When they all looked up, they were looking down 4 barrels short and cold. And the man who held them was tall and straight, now he didn't look so old. No one moved a muscle, but the colour drained from Big Tam's face when the old man said, "I'm Dan Mackay, I've come in judgment, not in grace." Then he told them all the story of his daughter's only son. Cold sweat ran down Big Tam's brow before his tale was done. "There's many a beast I've killed," said Dan, "nobler far than you. But you're gonna wish that you never were born by the time that I am through." With a case and a gun in both his hands, from the table he went back. He walked out of there with £1,000 and £1,000,000 in smack. His old transit van was parked outside and the engine roared and growled, while back inside Big Tam, when that's going out the door, he howled. "We'll take the BMW and we'll catch this Dan Mackay. He'll never leave this town alive, tonight he's gonna die." But they never did catch the old transit van by the bypass or the bridge. By the motorway and the A9 North, it always had the edge. Big Tam and his henchmen didn't know that at the heart of the battered van was a Cosworth engine, 6-speed box, and the driver who was the man. Many a time with a stag in the back, that race he'd always win. But now he played Big Tam like a fish and he steadily reeled him in. He went through Dermochter and the Slough like the wind on the mountainside. By Inverness and the Kessock Bridge, they couldn't catch him though they tried. By Contingarve and Wildbrae Moor, he took the long road west. Some call it a destitution road, it's a road that he knew best. He let them see him take the turn that heads down to Little Loch Broom. Then he pulled away again just to give himself some room. At Corryholly he finally stopped, put on his mountain gear. In the clear still morning air he heard the BMW getting near. In his rucksack went the heroin, took a long stick and a gun. He pocketed his £1,000 at the rising of the sun. The BMW screamed to a halt and Tam said, "There's the van. There's empty cases across the road, so now we've got our man." The 3 of them ran up the path, but young Jake got far ahead. He never saw the snare wire, he went down and cracked his head. But when the other 2 came up, there was nothing there to see. So they kept on going up the hill and thought they were still 3. At last they caught a glimpse of Dan disappear into the mist. Big Tam got off 3 hurried shots from the handgun in his fist. On up Anchallach's mighty slopes, Big Tam was left behind. Red Billy was a wee hard man, but he was running blind. So he never saw the hazel stick that sent him down the rocks. The old grey man that hunted them was as cunning as a fox. When Big Tam came gasping up at last, he could hear poor Billy scream. He saw that Billy couldn't move, it was like a nightmare dream. He swore that he would bring Dan down, it would only take 1 hit. If he had been a wiser man, that was the time to quit. On the Corach Voya pinnacles was where they finally met. It was there drug baron Tam Moncrief would settle his final debt. On the edge of the abyss they stood as the sun came shining through. You've got something there, said Tam, that doesn't belong to you. In one hand Dan held the rucksack, in the other he held his gun. Big Tam's eyes glittered when he saw the smack shine in the sun. You're right, said Dan, but it'll be no good for the journey you're gonna take. So why don't you leave it and change your ways? But Big Tam made his last mistake. He raised his gun to bring Dan down, but his shots went echoing wide. £1 million of heroin hit him on the side. He could have let his whole life go and caught the hand held out. Instead, he clutched his drugs and gave a great triumphant shout. He balanced on that bitter edge for an eternity of time. But the day had come at last when he would pay for his every crime. Down from the fearful peak he fell 1,000 feet or more. But Dan looked up to the heaven above where he saw an eagle soar. And all around there blew like snow the price of a grandson's life. It was scattered on that jagged cliff where each rock shone like a knife. And long they looked in Edinburgh town for the return of Tam Moncrief. But never he came, for he paid the price of an old man's grief. The song's called The Shepherd's Song, and my dad was a shepherd, and it was coming up to the time for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, and I wanted to write a song for them. But my dad was quite ill with cancer, and it became pretty apparent that he wasn't going to make it through to the end of the year when their anniversary would be. So I got on with writing the song, and the sort of theme of the song, particularly the chorus, is about the fact that when I was a wee boy, I would refuse to go to sleep at night unless my dad sang a particular old hymn to me. It was called the 90 and 9. It's the story of the lost sheep. And interestingly enough, I discovered that this hymn was also a favorite of a very famous person. I had the privilege once of visiting Balmoral Castle, being asked to preach at Crathy Church when the Queen was in residence. And after the morning service, when I'd quoted this particular old hymn, she said, you know, that was a favorite hymn of my father. And then the conversation moved on and didn't get more information. But at the time of her funeral, the minister of Crathy Church said that he had been speaking to the Queen and asked her what was her favorite hymn. And she said, this one, the 90 and 9. And that was because her dad used to sing it to her when she was a wee girl. So one thing, at least, I had in common with the late Queen. This is called The Shepherd's Song. I have come from the north country, the land of loch and hill, where the curlew's cry fills the sky on an evening damp and still. When the shepherd sang for his lost sheep, on his knees beside the bed. And the mother filled the house with light, made sure that all were fed. The crofter's son came across the hills to the place where the rivers meet. In the winter chill, he trapped the hill. In the summer, he fished the beat. And the shepherd sang for his lost sheep, on his knees beside the bed. And the mother filled the house with light, made sure that all were fed. In the prime of life, he wed a lass from the strath where he belonged. They made a home which was not their own, but they filled that house with song. When the shepherd sang for his lost sheep, on his knees beside the bed. And the mother filled the house with light, made sure that all were fed. He worked the sheep, he worked the land, a land that was his by right. But a different country he could see that he dreamed of every night. When the shepherd sang for his lost sheep, on his knees beside the bed. And the mother filled the house with light, made sure that all were fed. Now some demand the earth and the land, in the end they'll get 6 feet. But the shepherd he loved the land above, where the good shepherd he will meet. And the shepherd sang for his lost sheep, on his knees beside the bed. And the mother filled the house with light, made sure that all were fed. This is a song about a Highland regiment called the 93rd Sutherland Highlanders that were raised not far from where I grew up. They were raised in the Strath of Strathnaver in Sutherland. And they became famous as the Thin Red Line at the Battle of Balaclava in the Crimea. But there's a lot more to the story than that. And one part of it is very tragic, that in the very year when they were fighting a ridiculous campaign in America, their people were being evicted from their homes in the clearances in Strathnaver. So this is the Thin Red Line. In Strathnaver, by the river stands a lonely stone-built cairn. In 1800 there they gathered, whiskey taken, oaths fulfilled, loyal clansmen for the Countess, the 93rd Highlanders left their crofts and all their dear ones, sailed for Ireland and Africa. Oh, the thin red line, oh, the thin red line, oh, the thin red line, oh, the thin red line. But what sustained them through all their hardships was a thin red line of blood. From the book it flowed out strongly in their hearts and in their minds. None excelled them in code of conduct, in sacrifice or bravery, songs of praises and deeds of love, education and charity. Oh, the thin red line, oh, the thin red line, oh, the thin red line, oh, the thin red line. But in the year of 1814 they set sail for America. At New Orleans, faced blood and slaughter, stood unmoving like a wall. But as they gave their lives for empire, in Strathnaver their homes were burned, their dear ones driven from the crofts like cattle, oaths betrayed, the loyal spurned. Oh, the thin red line, oh, the thin red line, oh, the thin red line, oh, the thin red line. At Balaclava in the Crimea, facing odds of 10 to 1 against the charging Russian cavalry, formed a line and stood their ground. Oh, the thin red streak and the line of steel, no retreat from here, you'll die where you stand. I, if needs be, Sir Colin, will die where we stand. Oh, the thin red streak and the line of steel, oh, the thin red line, oh, the thin red line, oh, the thin red line, oh, the thin red line. It's a long one. Where are we? Right, we'll do this one anyway. Landscape of Dreams. People think when you pick up an electric guitar it's going to be loud and noisy, but this is a quiet one. Don't need that. This again is a song that's a bit autobiographical, thinking back to my childhood and my younger years. So it's called The Landscape of Dreams. Sheep and sheepdog, shepherds and kings, bows and arrows and swords and slings, hills and pine trees, rivers and streams, just the landscape of childhood dreams. 99 and one lost sheep, psalms and hymns, still waters run deep. One who corrupts and one who redeems, just the landscape of childhood dreams. Bruce and Wallace and stories of clans, cowboys and Indians and blood on our hands, jungle doctors and African schemes, just the landscape of boyhood dreams. Fields of glory and rivers of song, there's a world out there but you don't belong. Someone you know isn't all that he seems, just the landscape of boyhood dreams. Songs of wild rovers and patriot games, times were a-changing and so were the names. Strength of strings, the echo of screams, just the landscape of teenage dreams. Girls and fast cars and blood on the track, your hand to the plow and don't look back. Better watch out, you'll come apart at the seams, just the landscape of teenage dreams. It's cold and it's dark on Union Street, being trying to stand on your own 2 feet, serving 2 masters and going to extremes, just the landscape of a young man's dreams. It took a star to open my eyes, lift up my head and point to the skies. Saw the light dawning, saw the sun's beams, just the landscape of a young man's dreams. We'll maybe go on. Oh no, that was a request. Better do that one. Right. Oh, no. I don't know. Okay, this is a song, I think the only song tonight not written by myself. This is written by a friend of mine called Donnie Smith, who became a missionary out in Peru. But he wrote this probably back in the late 60s, early 70s, about the whole idea of, it's entitled Restless Men, so it's the whole idea of people leaving their homeland looking for something, looking for what life was all about, and he's suggesting never finding it. Anyway, it's called Restless Men, and it's a picture of people traveling over the sea. Soft green waves, touched by the setting sun, turn the sea to blood and the world to darkness. Restless water, driven by the restless wind, the men have gone on the restless water. Restless men into the setting sun, they left behind their aching memories. They sailed away and have not yet returned. And often I looked as the waves unfolded, bursting white foam on the old brown stones. My heart is gone with the brown-skinned sailors to find a home beyond that far horizon. They will sail forever on an endless ocean, looking for a country that has no shore. They will never return to our tired green hillside. Now the deer can run free, and the grass grow long. But the rolling water brings its peace upon me, the salt taste on my lips I will not soon forget. I will go once more to look down on the water, but the sharp grey hills will welcome me back. The men have gone on the restless water, restless men into the setting sun. They will never return to our tired green hillside. Now the deer can run free, and the grass grow long. Okay, right, okay, let's go. At this point, just the next song is the last one. I'd just like to thank everyone who've helped tonight, people setting up, people opening the doors, people looking after the sound, people doing the books and the CDs and all that. You know who you are. And also I'd like, of course, to thank the band. So we've got Rob MacDonald on drums. We've got Phil Onslow on bass. And we have John Green on every instrument under the sun.
Ladies and gentlemen, Al MacDonald.
Okay, this is a good song to end on. It's, what's happened there? This is a good song to end on. It's called Farewell, I Wish You Well. Farewell, I wish you well. How great I think you are. I know you will excel. Always you've been a star. Farewell, no one can say how much you mean to us. You'd work and talk and pray, always without a fuss. Farewell, I wish you well. 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 Farewell, I know you'll say, how small were all your deeds, but grace showed you the way. You met all kinds of needs. Farewell, but this I'll say, great help you were to me. And now you're going away, good friend, you'll always be. Farewell, I wish you well. 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 Farewell, I want to say, so far the Lord has led. For you I'll always pray. I know you'll knock them dead. Farewell, I love your smile. Light up a darkened room. You went the second mile, burn bright amid the gloom. Farewell, I wish you well. 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 People get ready, there's a train a-comin'. Don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels turning. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Thanks very much, everyone, for coming tonight. You've been a great audience.
Great job, guys. Great job. Sean, you played all the right notes, sometime in the right order. Well, it's good to see you.